I ask for the truth on behalf of Leonora Daniel Quiroz concerning relationship issues and the relationship between her and the father of a child. What's going on here? We ask in the name of truth, right conduct, peace, love and non-violence. Blessed be to the truth always. And we just cut the deck for you there, Leonora, and move the cards to the side here. I'm going to deal out 3 cards. The first card we deal is in the position of the past. It's a past, present, future spread. But the past in this particular case is the recent past. This will tell us what's been going on, what he's been up to, what you've been up to, what both of you have been up to together, what the energy is between you. And then of course the next card will tell you about what's happening now. Because that's the present, isn't it? And then finally the immediate future will tell us what's happening in the immediate future. About 3 or 4 weeks or so ahead there, about moon phase ahead. The past is a moon phase behind, future moon phase ahead. Of course, you there in the middle right now. Let's pull out the first card, shall we, and see what the energy is, what's been vibrating there just recently. We'll just flip this card over nice and slow, not to disturb the energy. Nice and steady there. Notice you got the Queen, the energy of the Queen, and the Queen, of course, is to do with love and prosperity. And I tend to always think of the Queen as more like a matriarchal sort of figure, as if just recently it is pointing towards the fact that you're having to take the role of leadership in some way. Running the household or whatever it is, but not just being the homemaker, but more the breadwinner and everything else come whatever, in a sort of way, because it's as if somebody else isn't capable or isn't willing to. I don't know. Somebody isn't pulling their weight and you're having to sort of wear the trousers or wear the pants, as they say in America. There, you're having to wear the trousers there. That's what I'm getting from that. Or you have been just recently having to wear the trousers anyway. Of course, this has got like an Egyptian feel to it, hasn't it? With the hieroglyphs and things like that. So maybe there's some force from ancient Egypt or something maybe at work. I don't know. Let's see what at present. Let's see what the present energy is. Let's see just what vibrates there. This might be an indication upon how this is resulted. Yes, the moon, the energy of the moon. Often the moon is to do with introspection, isn't it? Like, you know, searching within oneself and things like that. But of course, the moon comes out at night, usually, or is seen out at night, and of course, it's just indicating really that there is a touch of darkness going on right now. Not so much because of your being matriarchal or being sort of having to take charge of the situation, but nevertheless there's a period of darkness in your relationship right now, and but there is guidance through that darkness if you wish to take it, be it professional help or be it help from psychic groups like this or whatever. Either way, there is help out there, and you are seeking that help. Maybe this is you now seeking that guidance and that help now, and not yet again more Egyptian sort of energy there, as you're being guided through the darkness. Let's just see what the immediate future holds. Let's just see what that's about. You've got the energy of seduction in the immediate future. Of course, it indicates that passion and romance await. Now, I'm having to be very careful about this, but certainly I'm getting a funny feeling, although it doesn't say a new relationship. It could be a rekindling of the old one, or it could be a new one. Only you will know the answer to this, because only you will know how you feel about what's going on right now. And I suppose with you going through this period of darkness right now, it doesn't help circumstances, in the sense it could probably cloud your judgment, couldn't it? It might cloud your judgment, or whatever. I want to pull another card here, because I want to just see what comes from this, in the sense of what vibrates around about, you could say April, couldn't you, or something like that. And you've got the energy of the sun, more Egyptian energy there, the element of the sun. The sun is classed as, it looks as though your perseverance will pay off. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And it looks as though your perseverance will pay off, and you'll be rewarded handsomely for that. Maybe the seduction, of course, is there, and naturally passion and romance await. So maybe, I mean, let's face it, he is the father of your child. We can't deny that, can we, in that sense? But you think he's up to something. But of course, maybe he is, maybe he isn't, but either way, this has created darkness right now. But this darkness will come to some end, and the relationship will be rekindled. And with a bit of perseverance, with a bit of working at it, for the sake of the child, of course, as long as there's no physical abuse or psychological abuse or whatever going on. Maybe if there is something going on suspiciously that you suspect the worst, maybe it can be forgiven and worked through. Of course, if there's physical abuse or whatever, not psychological abuse, but certainly if there's physical abuse, any form of abuse really, then yes, common sense has to prevail, and that'll be nothing to do with psychic readings or fortune cards, tarot cards, runes or whatever. That's to do with common sense and owing it to yourself for something better. But if it's just something to do with somebody doing something on the sly, creating a bit of darkness in the relationship, where you're having to seek advice about it and ask others, what do I do now, because he's not telling me what's going on. Maybe that's what it is. The darkness, maybe in this case, represents lack of communication. And of course at night time, yes, you do see the light of the moon. It doesn't light up the whole sky unless it's a full moon, of course. But usually it is a deception anyway, isn't it? Because it isn't really, the moon doesn't light up of its own accord. It is reflected sunlight, so even the light you see from the moon is a reflection coming from somewhere else and hitting you that way. So right now it seems any information you're receiving is a reflection. Any looking in the mirror and sort of asking yourself, what have I done wrong, or why is he behaving like this, and what have I done? Is it something I've done? Is a reflection, isn't it? I've tried to be the matriarchal figure. I've tried to not so much be a nagging sort of partner or anything like that, but certainly I've tried to keep order in some way, shape or form. You've tried to be pragmatic. You've tried to keep your head on, as you say, keep your head on your shoulders, and it's led to this. But why has it led to this? Of course, the moon in the tarot deck represents dishonesty, represents lunacy and delusion. Can often be not just other people lying to you, it can be you lying to yourself. And maybe that's when sometimes you do need guidance through darkness, because that darkness is created by yourself. But remember, the darkest hour is before the dawn. and if that's the case, then of course passion and romance does await, and with a bit of perseverance, we're working at it, as he says there, bit of perseverance, your perseverance will be rewarded, in the sense, just work at it, and work at the relationship, and you'll get through this. It's about getting through it, I think. That's what it's about, isn't it? Everything has its ups and downs, or I suppose every now and again you just try it on, just to see, maybe there could have been something better than this, I'll just see if there is. And then maybe when we all come to our senses again, we realise probably there wasn't after all, and it was just probably me, just trying to get lucky. And maybe that's what it is. Either way, maybe there is nothing going on, I don't know, but if you somehow feel there is, and it's feeling deep down the darkness within there, and it's something that's reflecting back literally from the moon within, or the energy within there, and you're seeking guidance about it, then of course the energy there is saying, the energy of these cards anyway, the energy here when asked for on your behalf, is saying that clearly you've tried to take charge of the situation regardless of what it is, and now things are uncertain and you're needing guidance through it. So sometimes, yes, you can guide others and help others, but sometimes you need help yourself, and that time is now. But passion and romance await, and it'll come out in the wash in that regard. If you just keep at it, keep trying, keep working at it, you'll find the answer soon enough. Just use your intellect, use your intuition, both your intuition and your intellect together, and come to some sort of arrangement. I want to pull another card here now. This is being greedy, isn't it? In the sense of around about May or Beltane, or sort of beginning of summertime, isn't it that? And I want to pull this card, I don't know why. There's just something saying pull that card out there. And you've got another elemental energy there, the energy of air, just indicating, just really advising you to seek a union of mind and spirit between April and May, between sort of the new financial year up to the beginning of summer, up to Beltane. And of course the air signs of Libra, Gemini and Aquarius there are present. I don't know if he's one of those signs, if you're one of those signs, but they will be affected by that. Air, of course, is to do with communication, in the sense, in the elements, from an elemental point of view. In the tarot deck, of course, it's to do with swords, isn't it, which is air, communication, creative and transmissive powers. In this case, it's not so much between April and May. Of course, whilst we're in February and March, passion and romance are just around the corner, and you're working at it will bring your perseverance. Working at it between now and through till April will get your relationship back on track again. However, you have to sort of come to an agreement between you and yourself. Remember about the moon, how we said here, how it's to do with introspection and searching within yourself and seeing what reflects back and things like that. See what exists in the shadows of yourself, of your true self. Is somebody lying to you, or are you lying to yourself? And in that regard, you could say around about summertime, when yes, you feel the energies, the strong energies there, the energy of element of fire with the sun god Ra, bringing you some sort of reward after trying hard and working at it. It'll then be a sort of quenching of the flames with those three astrological symbols there that you are probably one of, or he is, or somebody is somewhere along the line around that, the Libra, Gemini and Aquarius there. But either way, it's just indicating that you'll have to come to an agreement between you and yourself, in the sense a union of mind and spirit, because this this relationship is a spiritual thing. Remember, all relationships are spiritual, aren't they? When we're using reverence, spiritual reverence, divine reverence, to join two people together, two souls together, then that just needs a bit of extra energy. Well, in this case, communication. Well, I'm getting communication here. Around about, of course, February, March, and then into April, and then around about May is time to communicate, time to talk. Although perseverance in April, getting the relationship back on track, getting it energised again, I suppose, with the fiery sort of energy of the sun god Ra, bringing the fire. Nevertheless, the element of air, meaning knowledge and communication, having to be pragmatic, sitting down and just talking, really. That's all it's about, isn't it? And you get a union of mind and spirit. You come to some agreement between yourself and you by just talking, not just to him, but talking to yourself as well. In that regard, maybe asking yourself even soul-searching questions. What must I give up for Lent? Or, what must I give up here? What must I sacrifice to keep this relationship going? Is there something I'm doing that's not so much making him do wrong, but certainly is there something, am I pushing him away? You could ask yourself that question even, although maybe you probably already have, I don't know. It's all right to blame the other for cheating on you or allegedly cheating on you, but nevertheless, are you pushing them away? That's a cop-out, isn't it, in the sense it's blaming you for somebody else's irresponsible actions, but nevertheless, we can do that, can't we? We can push people away, and then they try and seek solace, seek comfort in something else. And maybe if he's found comfort in a strange person online, he doesn't know them, but that doesn't matter if he knows them or not. He's just seeking comfort somewhere else because somebody else isn't giving it to him. I don't know. This is the soul-searching questions that we've got to ask these questions, haven't we? And it's all right just having our fortune told or looking into the cards, but when we think of it on a serious level, because the cards don't lie, do they? The cards don't lie, and they haven't lied here, have they? You know it's the truth, and that truth has now brought this reading to a close just for now. And that means that these cards, of course, have spoken.